With the Senate no longer having jurisdiction, is the fight for VP Sara Duterte's impeachment truly over? Senate will no longer convene as an impeachment court because we no longer have jurisdiction. This was the direct statement of Senate President pro tempore Jinggoy Estrada after the Supreme Court declared the articles of impeachment filed against Vice President Sara Duterte unconstitutional. According to him, no more trial because the Supreme Court said the Senate has no jurisdiction already because what the House of Representatives filed is unconstitutional. But while the Senate was quick to close the door on an impeachment trial, the House of Representatives expressed strong opposition. Through Attorney Princess Abante, spokesperson for the lower house, they insisted that the process is not yet over. They are asking the Senate not to rush, as they plan to submit a motion for reconsideration before the August 11, 2025 deadline. According to Abante, the Supreme Court's decision is not yet final, and they will submit a legal measure to correct what they call erroneous facts in the said decision. We believe that there were erroneous facts that were relied on by the Supreme Court in their decision, said Abante. We followed the Constitution, House rules, and previous Supreme Court rulings. We intend to file the motion for reconsideration to clarify these erroneous facts they relied on. One of the main roots of the conflict, the so-called one-year bar rule, which states that only one impeachment proceeding can be initiated against an official within a year. But according to the House legal team, the court's interpretation is wrong. The majority of the members of the House signed and approved the fourth complaint, an action that, according to the Constitution, is sufficient to send it to the Senate. They also denied that there was no plenary vote. Instead, Abante clarified that the first three complaints were archived because there was a stronger fourth complaint signed by a sufficient number of lawmakers. In a more complex matter, they also criticized the Supreme Court for allegedly basing its decision on media articles rather than on official House documents. For them, this is a violation of the principle of due process and separation of powers. Amid all this, the House pushed the doctrine of operative facts, a legal principle that states that government actions performed in good faith based on existing law should be recognized as valid. The House's question, why is the Supreme Court changing the impeachment process when it is not in the Constitution? Meanwhile, former Senate President Tito Sotto also reacted. He said that the basis of the Supreme Court's decision seems inconsistent with the country's previous impeachment history. So ARAP should not have been removed because it was wrong. Justice Corona was not guilty. What a pity for the person. He's already dead, said Sotto. Anything that has been filed and discussed are never archived until adjournment sine die, which comes the death of the Congress. Sotto reminded that Congress had not yet adjourned sine die when the first complaints were archived, so it should not be considered a violation of the one-year bar rule. For him, there is confusion in recognizing when the scope of this rule actually began and ended. What is happening now seems to be a clash of interpretations. The word of the judiciary against the Constitution. And the question is, who should be followed when the fundamental power of the people is being discussed? The fight is seemingly not over. While the Senate seems to be washing its hands, the House insists that they still need to fight for their constitutional duty to initiate the impeachment process. Amid the tension between the three branches of government, judiciary, legislature, and executive, the public remains watchful. Who is the true defender of the Constitution? If you want to follow more issues like this, sharp, balanced commentary, and historical analysis, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to AngKampanero. Tinig ng katotohanan, tunog ng kasaysayan. Thank you very much to our new subscribers and to those who continue to watch our videos. Let's keep the bell ringing for truth, justice, and freedom.